All right, so, last week we told you about the global relief organization ShelterBox USA and how it was sending a team to Eastern Europe to help millions of Ukrainians trying to flee their country.
Well, this morning the group is in Poland distributing essentials and helping with shelter, and that's where its president, Kerri, is now live. And Kerri, thank you for joining us this morning, because we really do want to get an update on what's going on and exactly what it is you're seeing with these people who are arriving in Poland, apparently with very little. Good morning.
Yes, so actually ShelterBox has deployed the response team here. I actually spent yesterday working on the border, the Ukraine-Poland border, and I was at Pashimishul, the train station, which is the first stop for people from Ukraine who are fleeing. 20,000 people will stop at that train station and get off every single day. So now there are 2 million refugees who fled, and more than half of those, 60%, have come to Poland. This is the first stop for so many of them. What did I see? Primarily women, children, elderly, disabled, and lots of children. And I'll tell you, they've made a very long journey. I met a woman who's traveled for 5 days by foot, by bus, by train, and she was so overwhelmed to just be there. She was exhausted. She hadn't slept in 5 days. I asked her, what's your biggest need? She said, a place to sleep. And then she said, and then a shower. And I don't even know which one I want first. I said, do you know where you're going yet? And she said, no. And so this was so many, and the vulnerabilities are high. Most people are fleeing without their sons and husbands, and many of the men, 18 to 60, are required to stay back in Ukraine to fight. There's also a massive internal displacement in Ukraine as millions of people are fleeing from east to west to escape the fighting.
Wow, that is just it paints such a picture of desperation. Talk a little bit about what you are doing with your organization and what supplies you're seeing that is of utmost need.
So ShelterBox has made a commitment to helping. What we do is we do emergency shelter and basic supplies for survival. And so we've committed to helping both in Ukraine as well as the neighboring countries. Very different types of aid packages that we'll be providing. In Ukraine, you've had a lot of homes that have been damaged. So things like shelter kits to help people repair damaged homes. In evacuation centers where people are fleeing there, people are sleeping on the floor. Things like mattresses, sleeping mats, blankets. There's not power in many places, so solar lanterns, kitchen sets, very basic things, hygiene supplies. And then for people fleeing to neighboring countries, one, they're fleeing with nothing more than the clothes on their back. They don't have much, maybe a bag with them, maybe their cat or dog came along as well. They're going to need things like cash assistance to help them get back on their feet, small cash grants. Also, we're looking at things for them like coats. It's winter, it's brutally cold, thermal blankets, hygiene supplies for them as well. So very different custom sets for the displaced folks that we're treating, and they're very different. And so there are many aid organizations here. The logistics of doing this work is so immensely complex. So we're all coordinating, we're all scrambling, we're all working together to mobilize what is going to be a massive and long-term humanitarian response.
Yeah, it's just incredible, and it's wonderful to see people responding, but the need is so great, and we really appreciate you, Kerri, coming on and providing us a little window, another window, if you will, into the misery that is going on over there that this war has created. Thank you so much.
Thank you for keeping attention on this. We really appreciate it.
All right, 5:51 right now.